Hello, I'm Philip Stoten. I'm here at Apex 2019. I'm on the SCOOPstudio and I'm joined by three gentlemen to discuss what's going on in Mexico at the moment. We've got Gustavo from Koh Young, Luis from Repstronics, and Mick from Panasonic. Gentlemen, thanks for joining me. I just want to go along the line and kind of get an update of how you're seeing business in Mexico, particularly given kind of the challenges of trade tariffs and the renegotiation and the elections that have been going on. How's that all settled down and how's the industry looking right now?
Well, I thought, and many of us thought, that with the new government that started just on December, the dollar would be very expensive and we would go into a little bit of a crisis. As you may know, we have had issues with gas supply, but people in general have answered very good because it's calm. We have gone into the lines, and I think most of people locally consider that that is a good action from the government. Now, that's what is happening internally, but what affects us really in our market is what's going on, for example, with the measurements that the American government is taking, like from Trump.
Yeah.
And when he came into as president, everybody felt some kind of that. It was going to be very bad. I noticed that in the first months, Japanese companies and German companies were very investing slowly. But through the months, many companies have arrived, and the market in general is getting better. Especially for automotive business. Automotive business, I think, has gotten stronger.
Yeah, so it's kind of improved. Luis, from your point of view as a capital equipment seller, then some kind of confidence and buoyancy in the market is really important to you. What kind of trends are you seeing?
What we are seeing now is that Mexico is becoming again the hub of the electronics manufacturing because of the labor costs. In the past, we remember a few years ago, China were very low, or much more lower than in Mexico. Nowadays, that gap has been reduced, and in some cases in Mexico, labor is much more competitive. So that's why companies have trust again in Mexico, and it's becoming again the hub of the manufacturing, as I said. The technology that has been sold through all the companies, so every time it's more competitive. So as you know, the brands are investing in technology, so we are evolutioning, and that's part of the, I would say, the success of the industry, electronics industry in Mexico.
Yeah, and Luis, the debate that's gone on between Mexico, Canada, and North America, that seems to have settled down, but there still seems to be raging disagreement between Trump and China, and that kind of plays a little bit into your hands, doesn't it? That creates opportunity for Mexico.
That creates opportunity for Mexico, and also I would say this is because the talent that we have in Mexico. A lot of young people that every year are being graduated in master divisions or advanced engineering disciplines. So I think that's why we are getting most trust.
Yeah. Gustavo, Koh Young's done a fabulous job down there, and half of your business, or more than half of your business in the Americas, is now in Mexico. Obviously that's partly due to the success of the country, but it's also partly due to your products kind of fitting in with a desire to raise the technology bar within the country. Those things have come together really nicely for you.
Yes, in Mexico, as you can see, thanks to external factors, we have a very high variety of products, from automotive, which is your biggest business in Mexico, but also thanks to the external factors like China, those things, we're getting a lot of telecom projects, a lot of 5G projects, and I think that's a perfect fit for what we in Koh Young are offering to the market, right? We can go very easy from automotive, cover their needs, and also cover the needs for the rest of the market, that the new business that we are getting back, right? because that's happening, right? We are getting bad projects that we lost because of the labor cost in China. But now, because of logistics, specialty of our workforce, and for sure cost, we're getting back those projects, right? And that's not only Koh Young, Panasonic, Repstronics, Captain Equipment, they are getting a lot of attention for a lot of business for that part.
Yeah. Yeah, and what's interesting there, Gustavo, is what you talked about, that the wonderful skills you have there. What I see, particularly somewhere like Guadalajara, is more and more demand for those skills. Can the education system keep pace with that? Are there enough engineers coming out of
actually,
school?
in the area in Guadalajara, the Bajío region, and Monterrey, the most demanding careers are engineering. So we still have a good amount of engineers being educated in our schools. Most of the public education are getting more spaces for engineering. So yes, I think we still in a good position getting talent from universities, and that's not an issue right now for Mexico.
Yeah, that's important. And young people in Mexico are seeing the electronics manufacturing sector as an opportunity. Mick, just coming back to you, one of the big trends we see here at Apex, and we've seen in the industry throughout the world, is this whole move towards Industry 4.0 and the smart factory. And I kind of sensed 5 years ago it was all happening in California, it was happening in Germany, and then they would tell the factories in Mexico what to do. Now I go down to Mexico and I see individual teams actually working on that technology there. That whole smart factory thing's becoming more and more important in Mexico.
In general, if you are not joining right now, you are late, right? So the leader companies have invested in developing different ways to join the Industry 4.0 or the smart factory concept. And manufacturers and OEMs have been sharing knowledge and experience, and this the speed of how they are improving to go to the levels that they want to do, to see and to apply regarding the Industry 4.0 with the benefits of less labor or less costs I think are right now critical. Yeah. If you don't have options to make your devices, your equipments, your software smart, then you are many steps away from the market.
Yeah, and Luis, I find it interesting when I talk to companies like Repstronics, because I consider you to be in a privileged position of seeing lots of different equipment and working with your customers to bring all that together. That's kind of part of your role now, is to kind of be consultative with your customers.
Yeah, in fact, talking about Industry 4.0, there are several options, right? As Miguel said, several companies are investing, major companies are getting that developments. However, there is another sector of the industry, small and medium companies, that sometimes need some help in order to be part of the Industry 4.0, right? What I can say now is, as Repstronics, what we have done now is promoting, creating some partnerships with some universities. Some universities have their own developments that are growing and improving, and start to do some trials within small companies. We are spreading within all the Mexico area and see how we can support that needs that small companies maybe cannot get expensive or big softwares, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that we are doing in order to support that developments.
Yeah, and obviously bringing together all the work that your principals like Koh Young are doing, and Gustavo, you've always been seen as kind of leaders in data acquisition and the quality of that data. The next stage is to take that data and use it in a powerful way to make better business decisions, to improve processes. I've spoken to some of your customers in Mexico, and I see them very happy with the equipment, but now looking to the K-Smart technology and the different software platforms you have. That's an interesting development, isn't it?
Yes, some of the advantages of having an inspection based on data is that you can treat that data to not only inspect, not only detect, to help customers to improve their process and improve their productivity. So we are very focused as a company to utilize what we have, where we are doing very well, that is getting data from our inspection to give customer tools to improve the lines, tools to be more reliable with their products, and they are very welcome with that technology. They are utilizing not only, as you say, not only the big companies over there. We have the medium-sized companies that they have the same interest. They are aligned with the big guys, and that's very good, right? And since we have our engineers that they are educated now to handle that kind of data, well, that's a super good combination, right? Yeah. And it's not only, we are only not, usually the big guys are the ones that utilize those tools, but no, this is general. We are getting this from small to big companies. The interest is aligned. This is good for Mexico because we are more competitive, right? Not only we are previously it was labor cost. That's it, right? Right now we are taking advantage of our labor experience, of our logistics, and our labor is still low, right? So it's a very good situation with Mexico right now.
No, and I think that's essential. And when I look at what's going on there, I see it having moved from a stage where it's just about labor to being about much more. And that advantage that you've had in labor has allowed you to develop a fantastic ecosystem and an infrastructure in the country. So it's really easy to move stuff around, to develop those skills that you've talked about. And now with this layer of intelligent manufacturing on top of that, and you see innovation and you see Mexican brands come through, I can't see much stopping you. I see another good year in Mexico and a lot of opportunity.
Right.
Yeah. Gentlemen, thanks for stopping by. Absolute pleasure to talk, and good luck with the rest of the show. Thank you.
Thank you very much.